Hey, how's it going? Check-in for today. It'll be a quickie, as really haven't done a great deal today, apart from being outside running a couple of hours this morning and gardening this afternoon. But where it comes to speaking, progress, almost completely diddly squat, but never exactly diddly squat, because I did manage to watch a TED Talk this morning and whilst I was doing something else, and again just kind of looking at presentation style, and this guy was quite close to my own style in that it wasn't polished. The message was solid, but it wasn't especially engaging, I didn't think, as an audience, as a watcher, a viewer. I've watched enough of these TED Talks now to kind of know which ones draw me in and which ones don't. So I did watch probably 2/3 of it, and I guess I was just reflecting on what I might have done differently and how I might have put together a similar talk. So that was one thing. Another thing was on a LinkedIn post that popped up. I was just flicking through that this morning, and it was about the post was about a guy who again gave a TED Talk, but he was a basketball player actually. He was talking about how he gets himself ready to give a presentation, to give a talk, because he gets very nervous. This is what he was saying. This is what kind of the purpose, the point of the post was. And he was saying that one of the things he does is to get himself into almost an alter ego state. And he called it the Black Mamba. That was his alter ego state. It reminded me of what I was doing a little while ago. I didn't really fully develop it, but it was with this whole sales call thing where I didn't really want to be making sales calls, and I was kind of nervous, a little bit shy, a little apprehensive about doing it. So I did create this alter ego, this other persona that I sort of stepped into as I was making those sales calls, and it did kind of work. I just haven't really had a great opportunity to fully embrace it and use it to its fullest. But I was thinking that and how that could work with speaking, and although I don't think it would work for me, and I don't think I'd really want to be doing that. I don't really want to be somebody else. But at the same time, I am very conscious that there are things that I do. And I mentioned this in yesterday's check-in video. There are things that I do before I get onto a stage that I do deliberately to get myself into my best state. Not so that I can be somebody else, but so I can basically just access the best of me, my best energy, my most measured energy as well. It's not just about getting on and leaping around. It's about measuring that out so the audience can, I guess, respond to it, and rather than feeling a little bit like, whoa, this is just a bit too much. But anyway, that's my perception, because that's what I don't particularly like that when I'm in the audience and somebody does come on leaping and shouting and bounding around, and it just feels a little bit too off-putting for me. So anyway, that's kind of the approach I take. But as I said, there are things that I do, specific things that I do as a part of that routine, and one of them in particular is I think I've talked about this before. Way back, because I did a video, I'm sure I did put it on LinkedIn, about sort of anchoring, get the sun out here, about anchoring techniques for presenting, kind of the minutes and the sort of the 30 to 60 minutes leading up to a talk. And but one of them in particular was from Amy Cuddy, which she looks at the science, the connection between physiology and psychology. So how your psychology affects your physiology, which is like if you were scared, if you're really nervous, then that's going to have an effect on your physiology, like sweaty palms and dilating pupils and faster heart rate. But how you can actually go the other way around as well. You can affect your psychology and how you're thinking and how calm you are and how powerful you feel, how confident you feel, by changing some of your physiology. And one of those things is to stand. Or sit. You can do it sitting as well, but it seems, for me, it works best when I'm standing up, and actually make yourself really big. So sort of both hands up, or even both hands behind the head, as sort of just holding it there for a couple of minutes. And I had the chance to do this before the talk on Thursday. I went outside, beautiful grounds of Celtic Manor, and went outside, and I found this tree stump, really big, probably a metre wide tree stump, and I just stood on the tree stump. I don't think anybody could see me. Would have looked a little odd, but I was kind of conscious of the fact that people could see me. I didn't really care. because it just felt like the right thing to do. And I stood in this tree stump, and I stood with my arms up in this sort of Y position, or alternating between here and here, hands behind the head, both of them, for at least a couple of minutes. And I've done this a few times now before. I've given talks, and the difference it makes, of course, it's all psychological. It's all maybe there's a placebo effect in there as well. But for me, it's about having some sort of a ritual that helps me get myself into my best space. And that was one of the things that I did. She's got a great TED Talk, Amy Cuddy. She's got some books as well. Certainly one book, I haven't read it, but I know she has a book that connects this as well, body language and the physiology, psychology link. Worth checking out. And there was a few other things as well that I was doing, but I'll save them for another video once I've sort of refined them down a little bit more as well. But certainly that was part of my getting ready ritual, and I was reflecting on that a little bit today when I read this LinkedIn post. So there we go, there's my check-in for the day. Not so short after all. As always, like the video, if indeed you do. Give it a YouTube thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And check back again tomorrow. It's Easter Day. I remember last year's Easter Day video was very, very short, and it'll probably be the same again tomorrow. But check back anyway, and just in case there's something interesting on it. Bye for now.